Welcome to the Fit Dad Nation podcast, forging strong fathers and raising a stronger generation. It's time to get up or shut up with your host, Steve Roy.
Hey guys, this is Steve here, host of the Fit Dad Nation podcast. Welcome to the show. Thank you for listening. Before I get into today's show, and I'm going to actually talk about one of my favorite things, I want to share briefly what's going on in the Fit Dad Nation. So, we got the new year coming up, right? It's December now, early December. A lot of people are starting to think about making some changes. Obviously, we know that most people, when they decide to make a change, it's around New Year's. So we did things a little bit differently in our private membership program called the Inner Circle. We have a challenge going on this month. It's designed to prepare the men in the group for our big challenges coming up in January. It's going to be actually a really cool thing. We do transformation challenges a couple times a year. We're going to be starting another one January 1st. So love to have you check it out. A lot of great things going on. The program itself, the Inner Circle, I created that specifically for dads who are struggling right now with consistency, with taking action, and a couple things. You know, the accountability piece of it and having a tribe of guys right by your side has been huge. There's a lot of men in there right now that are doing far better than they've done in many years, making progress not only physically but mentally. And it's just an awesome thing to see. I'm really proud of the guys in the group and what they've been able to accomplish so far. So I'd love to have you check it out. You can find more information about it, fitdadnation.com/inner circle. So today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite things, which is pre-workout supplements. I actually, a couple years ago, I wrote an article called The Dark Side of Taking Pre-Workout Supplements, and my idea was to share my experience, the research that I had done, and all the years that I have been taking them myself. And I wrote a pretty lengthy post about the side effects, kind of the risks associated with them. And within a short time, it got a lot of publicity, backlinks, and within, 6 months, it was ranked number one in Google for a lot of different search terms regarding pre-workout supplements. And I was getting 20 or 30,000 visitors a month. I built a pretty sizable email list from people who downloaded the free guide. And there were just so many questions that I got about pre-workouts. Why to take them, when to take them, the risks. And a lot of questions were about the risks. And so, I've done my due diligence. I've taken them for years. I'm actually drinking one right now. And this episode isn't to tell you should take them or you shouldn't take them, and honestly, I'd be a hypocrite if I told you not to take them straight up because, I do, and I have for years, and, I accept the responsibility of taking them. I accept all the risks that come with taking stimulants, right? So I just want to educate you on what I've learned about them, and you can, make your own decision whether or not it's something that you want to either pursue or, if you're taking them now, you can, either continue taking them or stop. You probably heard of C4, which is, probably the most popular pre-workout out there. Cellucor makes it, and I had an addiction to that for years. I guess I'll call it an addiction. And it wasn't really a physical addiction. It was more of a mental one, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I've taken it for years. I've tried dozens and dozens of different products. I went to the store and I bought a lot of them, but a lot of times I got samples, and I've actually reached out to multiple companies about their products. And here's the thing that you have to know about pre-workouts and the pre-workout supplement industry. It is not regulated at all, right? The FDA has nothing to do with it. There's no one overseeing what goes into the product. There's no quality control. It literally is the Wild West. And so because this is such a hot market and it's so popular and, billions of dollars are being spent, it's pretty easy to slap a fancy, shiny label, claim something crazy, barely. I can't even think of some of these labels, but the claims are outrageous, extra power and 3x. It makes it sound like this is like the absolute best thing on the market, and of course it's just marketing. But at the end of the day, many of these, not all, but many of these pre-workouts, they use sugar, substitutes, fillers, chemicals, and useless ingredients because it's so profitable, and you don't know the difference, right? For the most part, sometimes you feel a little something, sometimes you don't. It's pure marketing, and this is not something that you need at all. Okay, so before you even consider taking them, I want you to ask yourself why. Why do you want to take them? Is your friend John taking them and he said they're awesome, so you want to try it? Are you looking for a shortcut or some kind of hack? Right? Do you think it's going to make you stronger? So understand that this isn't like creatine that has been researched and shows to actually improve strength and performance over time. This, other than the stimulants they put in there, it's just largely psychological. A lot of it relies on the placebo effect. So if you think that it's working, it is. So, placebo effect is a very powerful thing. Right, so if you think something is giving you a better workout, it is giving you a better workout, right, at the end of the day. But I'm here to tell you that you don't need to spend, $30, $40, $50 on a product to do that, okay? I'm going to talk about some of the basics that you need to be focusing on instead shortly. But just understand that a lot of this, it's a psychological game. It's just a mental game. So this is no magic pill. This has nothing in it that's going to make you better. Will it give you a little boost? Sure, it can. A lot of these are just loaded down with stimulants, and almost all of them that are not stim-free have a shitload of caffeine. Far more than a cup of coffee. And so yeah, unless you are highly desensitized to caffeine or stimulants, like myself, and a lot of people are, you may feel a little something. Okay, and that's how it works. But there's nothing magic about this at all, right? This isn't going to make you stronger or leaner or faster or better, and it's not going to give you an edge, right? It may just give you that little bit of, mental edge, if nothing else, thinking, okay, I'm taking the pre-workout, I feel it working, even though maybe you don't, and then, you go in and do your thing. And so, as far as the risks are concerned, there, obviously the label will tell you who it's for, who it's not for. If you have a sensitivity to caffeine or stimulants at all, just obviously don't take it. If you have issues sleeping, right? If you have any medical conditions that would, especially heart-related, right? And just understand that a lot of people have undiagnosed conditions. You hear about that all the time, people dying from some kind of heart attack or stroke or whatever from something that they didn't know about, okay? And so, those risks are real. People have died from taking pre-workouts. People have died from eating McDonald's cheeseburgers too. So, who's to say? But, understand the side effects, right? There are a lot of common side effects. I've taken these for many years. I've had a few minor side effects just with a few certain products, like shitty products or super high caffeine products. But a lot of people experience like headaches or nauseousness, jitters, tingling, hands or face, or regular heartbeat, or like a super fast heartbeat, hot flashes or weakness and feeling faint. And those are, pretty common, and if you don't like feeling like that, either back off the dose or stop taking it. Maybe your body's just not ready for it. And again, there's no need to. I think that black coffee works just as well, and is far better for you. Okay, so there are a few people that, I think that it can help. And again, the average person should not be taking. This is my opinion, of course, but if I were talking to my client one-on-one, I would say no. There's no need to take pre-workouts. None. Okay. If you're already fit, and I wouldn't even consider taking pre-workouts unless you're already very consistent in the gym, you're already doing the right things, and you're already pretty fit, right? Coming off the couch after a 6-year layoff and jumping back into the gym trying to shed all that body fat, and thinking that taking pre-workouts is going to help, terrible idea. It's just going to put added stress on your system, your nervous system, and your heart. It just doesn't make any sense, so don't do that. So if you're already fit, you're aware of the risks, you can tolerate the stimulants, and you need a short-term boost to kind of overcome a plateau. And, everybody gets stuck at plateaus, and there's a bunch of things you can do to get through those, but sometimes you need that little boost. And again, a lot of this can be mental. So it's not necessarily the physical benefit you're going to feel. It's more like, wow, I'm taking this product, it's supposed to be this, amazing energy booster, and I just took it. Now I'm going to go and get a phenomenal workout. And if you honestly believe that, you'll probably get a better workout. And again, that's a placebo effect. And, it does work. So that's the only person that I would say, okay, go ahead. And even with that person, I would say, do your homework, do your due diligence. Don't take any product. Don't go to the cheap stores, like a Walmart, and buy shit off the shelves there, because most of the products there, like Target, Walgreens, all those places, they just have those mass marketed, super cheap pre-workouts. They look fancy, they sound impressive, but they're just filled with low quality ingredients. And just remember that because it's not regulated at all, they put whatever the hell they want in there. Chemicals and fillers. A big one they use is the proprietary blend, which, is their secret sauce, their secret recipe that they don't have to share with anybody. And so we really have no idea what ingredients we're getting and how much, what are the quantities. They'll tell us typically just the caffeine and a couple of other things, the calories. Maybe it'll show us a profile of a few other things in there, beta-alanine or arginine or niacin, whatever. But they don't have to disclose anything. So if you're going to take pre-workouts, and this is important, and again, I'm not encouraging them, but if you are going to take them, and a lot of people don't listen, or they're going to do what they want. So despite, if I could sit here for an hour and tell you all the reasons why not to take them, but people are going to do it anyway. So in that case, take the highest quality product you can. It's more expensive, yes, but it's worth it. So I use something called Transparent Labs. There's a lean series and a bulk series. The bulk has creatine. I take the lean series right now. Tropical punch and green apple and orange flavors are dynamite. A lot of these taste horrible, like a lot of these crappy products. I've had some that taste like windshield wiper fluid. It's nasty. Some of them have burned my throat with this chemical taste, and a lot of them are just lousy. This is a very clean product. I've spoken to the reps many times. I work with them now, and so it's just a great product. So if you're going to take them, use a high quality product. And again, Transparent Labs is a really reputable, solid company, right? I will say that, before you look to supplements, and this really covers all supplements because people tend to use them as a crutch and they think that it's going to be some kind of shortcut to faster fitness, and it doesn't work that way. There's no legal supplement that's going to do that for you. So don't please put that out of your head. But I would tell you, in all honesty, this is 22 years of coaching, a lot of different people, the best pre-workout out there, the best thing you can do to help you in the gym, which is why you take a pre-workout, right? It's to help you in the gym, is lifestyle related. It's number one, your diet, right? If you're eating a high quality diet, plenty of fish and fruits and vegetables, eggs, and, healthy foods, most of the time, right? That's a huge step in the right direction. The fact of the matter is people try to eat a moderate diet or even a crappy diet, with fast food and other junk and sugar and refined carbohydrates and just garbage, right? Garbage calories, yet we'll spend $200 a month on supplements trying to make up for it. It doesn't work like that. Okay, it doesn't make any sense either. It's fucking stupid, but people do it. So, number one, look at your diet. Seriously, clean up your diet and get super consistent with it. I don't mean month, make this part of your lifestyle. So once you have that in check, make sure you're training consistently. Okay, 3-4 days a week, you're strength training, you're doing some conditioning work, right? You're drinking plenty of water. Now, just keep in mind too that the caffeine and it's pretty high in a lot of these products. The caffeine content, it's diuretic, which means it's going to flush water from your system. A gallon of water is probably suitable for most, unless you're like a really small person. Probably a gallon of water is good for most people to make sure you're getting adequate hydration. And then 7-8 hours of sleep, stress reduction, moving a lot, stretching, like those are some basic things that I just listed, right? But those, if you have all of those going for you, which the vast majority of people, and again, I've talked to many, many, many people over the years, very few have all of those things working for them at once consistently. So once you have those things, I guarantee your workouts are going to be so much better, right? But if you're having, like let's call it a bowl of Apple Jacks and a peanut butter bagel for breakfast. Your lunch is a turkey sandwich on white bread with some chips and a Coke, and your dinner is a piece of chicken, a few vegetables, and a little bit of rice. Right? That's typical American diet, and it sucks. It's not going to give you energy, and it's just not. You have to make better choices. And when you do, your body will change. Your body will start to recognize the better calories, and you will feel better, and you will have better workouts. So get those things in order first. Then, if you need help, then start looking at pre-workouts. That's fine. Just, again, make sure you're using high-quality stuff, okay? Now, if you're taking them, use your head, right? First of all, take the recommended dose. Okay, don't be stupid. People have died. There are stories of people taking too much. I'm sure you've seen at least one. Same goes with energy drinks. People drinking, 13 cans of Red Bull in a half an hour and fucking dying, right? Just stupidness. Take the recommended dose and cycle off of them. So don't take that permanently because, and I'm not saying you'll have a physical addiction, which can happen, but I think, and in my experience, the bigger concern is a psychological addiction because after taking them for a while, especially for a long while, you start to think that you can't get a good workout without them. And that's not necessarily true, but if you believe that you honestly need to have that boost to get a good workout, then you start to rely on it, right? And that's not what you don't want. So cycle off, every 8 to 10 weeks. Okay, again, stay super hydrated. Take a high quality product, and then, just make sure you understand what they do, what they don't do. Try to do your homework, and those are the steps that I would take if you're going to take them. All right. Instead of a pre-workout, drink black coffee. I think that's a better choice, right? The things I talked about earlier about covering all your basics takes time, right? They have to be consistent. In the short term, if you're looking for pre-workouts, I tell you, fruits and vegetables work wonders as a pre-workout. All right, black coffee. And once people start adding all that other shit in there, it doesn't, it's not necessarily good for you. There's nothing wrong with drinking black coffee. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Okay, green tea, getting your caffeine that way, right? Drinking a lot of water, covering, the basics of sleep and stress reduction, because being stressed out, and believe me, I've been there many, many times, it will wear you out. I don't care what you're taking. You're going to have a tough time, be it getting motivated and getting pumped up. I've been there many times when I was going through my separation, my divorce, right? I was in a pretty bad place, and it didn't matter, what I took. I mean, I used to live off of Snickers bars and Red Bulls, sugar and caffeine, just constant stream of that shit, and I'd have these short-term spikes, but I never had energy. Like, I'd go into the gym once in a while, and I felt like shit. Like, I never got a good workout. So once all that stuff's cleaned out of your diet, it's a different story. So just keep in mind that, pre-workouts taken, and honestly, most supplements, it's short-term thinking. It's a way to game the system. And I teach this constantly. There are no shortcuts. You cannot buy your way into fitness. I mean, it blows my mind that people, and this is not uncommon, guys spend $100 to $200 a month on supplements, yet they eat fast food every day, right? Don't drink any water, drink tons of soda, right? Don't get enough sleep, sleeping 5-6 hours a night, right? Working all day long, sitting all day long in a car at the desk, right? All those things that are not helping your lifestyle, like, that are killing you, literally making you fat. Those things aren't changing. Instead, they think, well, if I just buy all these fancy supplements, it's going to help me get to my fitness goals. And it doesn't work like that. And it's sad because the supplement companies, obviously aren't going to tell you that because they're too busy trying to make you buy their shit and make it sound like you have to have their product when in all reality you don't. You don't need protein powder. You don't need creatine. You don't need pre-workouts. You don't need post-workouts. You don't need BCAAs. You don't need fat burners. You don't need any of that stuff, right? I would take a good daily vitamin because we're not getting enough vitamins and minerals in our diet. Even people that eat well still are getting inadequate amounts. Fish oil is fine, right? A green supplement is okay, right? People aren't eating enough greens. I don't love the flavor of those, but it's replacing what we're missing there. So those are okay. Do you need them? I would say you don't need them. If I had to give you a recommendation on a couple of supplements you had to take, I would say multivitamin and a fish oil. I wouldn't go to any of those performance enhancing supplements at all. Whey protein isolate. That's a great supplement. Do you need it? No. Just eat more fucking food. That's it, right? If you can't eat enough food, then sure, it comes into play, right? If you have no time to prepare or cook, then sure, you can drink your protein. But it just makes more sense to eat whole foods. And again, you can't out-train a crappy lifestyle. You can't buy your way into a healthier body by going to GNC or the vitamin shop. You just can't do that. So, hopefully you took what I said today, made sense. You can make a decision whether or not you want to keep taking them or you want to start. If you have any questions about this stuff, I'm happy to answer them. You can read my post on it's called The Dark Side of Taking Pre-Workout Supplements. It's on fitdadnation.com. I'll link to it here. But if you have questions, I'm happy to answer, share my experience. You can email me anytime, steve@fitdadnation.com, or just drop a comment, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Hopefully this helps, and we will talk to you next week.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, if you want more information, check out the Fit Dad Basecamp group on Facebook. And don't forget to stop by fitdadnation.com. Until next time, keep kicking ass and taking the next step. You can do this, Dad.